Hi, this is the full mimOE Studio walkthrough. Every section, every feature. Dashboard, AI models, agents, discovery, traces, all of it. Four things you'll walk away knowing today. Number one, run your own AI model on device. No cloud cost, no rate limits. Your own hardware, your inference. Number two, interact and test your agents in one place. See what models they are using and see what's happening under the hood. Number three, autonomously discover other mimOE nodes on your network. Your teammates' devices, their models, accessible without any setup. Number four, observe every request end to end. Routing, latency, token usage, all in one interface. Think of mimOE Studio as your Agentix browser. Just like your PC has browser for files, Studio is your browser for AI models, agents, and compute. Everything you're about to see today is also available via mimOE API. Let's get on to it.
The first thing you see when you open mimOE Studio is the Start mimOE page. Under the Local tab, there's a checkmark confirming mimOE is installed on this device, and a Start button that takes you right into the dashboard. There's also a Remote tab, which lets you connect to a remote mimOE-enabled node instead of your local one. We'll cover that in a later session. Go ahead and hit Start. Once you do, this is the first screen you see. This is your starting point. It links you to videos, gives you an overview of what you can do with Studio, and points you to the App Store and Google Play if you want Studio on mobile as well. Once you're past this screen, you land on the dashboard. And if you ever want to get back to this screen, you can find it from the About button at the bottom of Studio. Let's start with the dashboard. The dashboard is the home screen of mimOE Studio. Before we go section by section, take a look at the left navigation. This is how you move through everything in Studio. You've got Dashboard, AI models, agents, discovery, traces, and connections. We're going to walk through each one. Think of this navigation as your control panel. Everything mimOE is running, models, agents, devices on your network, is accessible from here. At the top of the dashboard, you have your device details. Your node ID is the unique identifier for this mimOE instance. Your link local IP is the address of this device on your local network. You can also see which version of mimOE Studio and the mimOE runtime you're running. There's also an account ID field that's tied to a developer account, which unlocks additional capabilities. It's not available in this version of Studio, but it's coming. For now, you don't need to link your Mimic developer account in mimOE Studio, but we recommend creating a developer account if you don't have one already. This section is where mimOE exposes your compute profile, what this device is, where it is, and what it's running. So what does device details give you? A clear view of your identity on the network and the exact versions of Studio and the runtime you're working with. So there's no guessing when something changes or when you need to report an issue. Below that, you have the overview. This shows you, at a glance, how many AI models are downloaded and ready, how many are currently loaded and available for inference, and a summary of any deployed agents. It's your at-a-glance health check. You know immediately what's ready to use. And at the bottom of the dashboard, runtime metrics. Uptime tells you how long mimOE has been running on this device. The tokens metric shows you how many tokens have been processed in the last 24 hours, so you can track usage across your session. So what does all of this give you? Full visibility into your local runtime. No external monitoring tool needed, right from the home screen. Now let's go to the section where things get interesting, AI models. This table shows every model that's currently loaded and running on your device. For each model, you can see the model ID, version, size, context window, whether it's using GPU or CPU acceleration, and its current status. These are your models. You loaded them, they run on your hardware, and every inference call you make against them costs you nothing beyond the electricity. The pencil icon lets you edit model configuration. The trash icon removes it. So what does this give you? A real-time view of exactly what your device is running, model by model, with hardware acceleration status, so you always know what's loaded and what's available for inference. To load a model, you go to the recommended models list. This is a curated list of models that work well with mimOE, GGUF, ONNX, and LightRT formats are all supported. Studio ships with a few example models to get you started. But you can load your own. If you have a model in one of those formats, it works here. Select a model, start the load, and you'll see the progress stream in real time inside Studio. No command line, no watching a download script. It just loads. Once it's loaded, it appears in your on-device models table, status screen, ready for inference. Here's something worth pausing on. Every loaded model exposes an OpenAI-Compatible API endpoint. That means any code you've already written against OpenAI, any client, any SDK, works here with one change: the base URL. You can see the endpoint right here in Studio. Copy it, plug it into your existing code, and you're running inference locally. So what does this give you? Test every variation of every prompt at zero marginal cost. No API bill at the end of the month. No rate limits mid-session. Your iteration speed goes up because your cost per iteration goes to zero. Now let's go to agents. This section shows all your active agents deployed on mimOE. Before we look at interacting with them, let's talk about where they come from. Agents in mimOE Studio are deployed as agent MIMs, micro-intelligence modules that run on the mimOE runtime. You can find agents to work with at developer.mimic.com or build your own using the Mimic Agent Kit and Mimic MCP Kit libraries. Once an agent is deployed to mimOE, it shows up here automatically. For each agent in this list, you can see which AI model it's using for inference. That matters because the agent doesn't have to use the model running on this device. It can be pointed at a model running on a different device on your network. We'll come back to that in a moment. The chat button opens an interaction session with that specific agent. Chat here isn't just a conversation interface. It's a testing and observation tool. You're sending prompts to a deployed agent, watching it reason, watching it call tools, and seeing the response come back. While you're interacting, everything is being traced in the background. So what does this give you? You can test your agents in context, not in isolation. You see the model it's using, the tools it has access to, and you can observe every step of its reasoning in the traces section, which we'll get to shortly. This is one of the most powerful sections in Studio, and it's one that has no equivalent if you're just running a local model with curl. Go to Discovery. Make sure the Link Local tab is selected. It should be green. What you're seeing here is autonomous discovery. mimOE is scanning your local network and surfacing every other device that's running mimOE. No configuration. No IP addresses to know in advance. No coordination required. They just appear. Every node in this list is another compute resource you can interact with. You can see what models they have loaded, what agents they've deployed. And here's the moment that matters. You can open an interaction session with a model running on someone else's device from your Studio instance without touching their machine. If a teammate has a more capable model loaded on their workstation, you can route inference there directly. That's what it means to use your team's devices as shared compute. Studio makes it visible and accessible without anyone having to do anything extra. You'll also see tabs for account, proximity, and multi-cloud discovery. These are still in development and will be available in a later release. Account discovery will find nodes across different networks. Proximity will surface nearby devices, and multi-cloud will connect to cloud-hosted mimOE instances. We'll have dedicated sessions for each of those when they ship. For now, Link Local is the one to know, same network, autonomous, zero configuration. So what does Discovery give you? Your team's compute becomes shared infrastructure the moment everyone has mimOE running. No provisioning, no VPN, no ops ticket. It just works. Last major section, traces. This is where you observe and measure everything that's happened in mimOE. Every API call, every inference request, every agent interaction, it's all here. At the top, you have a set of filters. Leave the service set to AI Router v1. That gives you the full trace of everything flowing in and out of mimOE Studio. You can narrow down by model, by routing reason, by time interval, or by a specific conversation ID if you want to pull up the trace for one exact interaction. Click on any trace to expand it. The Spans tab shows you every agent, model, and component that was involved in fulfilling that request and how long each one took. The horizontal bars are your Gantt timeline. You can click into any bar for a more detailed view of that specific step. The Routing tab shows you where the request was actually processed, which device, which model. The Content tab shows you the full input prompt and the complete output. Useful when you're debugging an agent response and want to see exactly what the model received and what it returned. The Tokens tab shows you the token metrics for that request. Prompt tokens, completion tokens, total, so you can track usage at the individual request level. So what does this give you? Full visibility into what happened at every step, latency, routing decisions, token usage, all in one place. No Prometheus, no Grafana, no Jaeger. You troubleshoot directly from Studio without standing up any external infrastructure. Quick note on the footer at the bottom of Studio. The chat button drops you straight into your active interaction sessions. Light and dark mode switch right here. Use whichever you like. And if you have a preference on anything else, the send feedback button is right next to it. We'd love to hear from you. And the About section has links to training videos and more information on the build, execute, operate, and scale paradigm behind mimOE.
All right, that's it. That's the full tour. Let me bring back the 4 things we set out to show you today. I want to be sure they landed. Number 1, running your AI models on device. No cloud cost, no rate limits. Everything you saw in the AI model section, like loading a model, getting an OpenAI compatible endpoint, and running inference, that's running entirely on your local hardware. Your cost per test is 0. Number 2, your agents in one place. You saw how to interact with deployed agents, how they show you which models they're using, how chat really is a testing and observation tool and not just a conversation box. Number 3, autonomous discovery. The discovery section showed you how mimOE finds other nodes on your network without any configuration. That's your team's compute becoming shared AI infrastructure the moment they are running mimOE. No ops work required. If you want to dive deeper on any of the topics we discussed today, AI agents, discovery, building your own MIMs, we have dedicated videos for each. Links to those are added in the description. If you feel this video helped you save some time, please leave a like. If you have any questions, drop a comment down in the comment section. Happy to help. See you in the next one.